Welcome to the Empowerment Minutes podcast, the compass for everything learning, leadership, coaching, and personal growth. I am your host, Dr. Maurine Kwende. I'm a learning leader, educator, and executive leadership coach who is passionate about helping organizations develop their leaders to become leaders people want to work for. That's what we do at my company, EMK Learning Solutions. If you'd like me to help you, connect with me on social media, and I'll be glad to work with your organization. So this month, we've been focusing on the theme of technology and leadership. And so today, we're going to wrap up this theme where we're going to be focusing on the transformative power of big data and how it's revolutionizing leadership decision-making. Decision-making leadership is really a topic that is near and dear to my heart because it's actually the focus of my PhD dissertation. So that's a topic I can talk about every day, every time you want to have that conversation, or if you'd like me to help you as a leader improve your decision-making, I'll be glad to help. So today, let's get into leadership decision-making. Last week, we talked about the big data and defined it. But in case you missed last week's episode, I'm just going to give you a quick summary. Big data actually refers to an enormous set of data that's collected, processed, analyzed to reveal patterns and trends, specifically related to human behavior and interactions. So it helps us to pull insights that were previously invisible with smaller structured data sets used in traditional analysis. So now that you know what big data is, how can leaders harness big data to enhance their decision-making process? Number one, it really helps leaders to get deep insights. And so how do they go about this? First of all, it helps them to improve customer understanding. Remember, as a leader, you want to be able to gather as much information as possible before you make those decisions. And so with technology on your side, big data on your side, you can be able to pull that information quicker. So definitely by gathering that information, it's going to help you to improve your customer understanding. So when you're analyzing detailed behaviors of customers as well as their preferences, leaders can then use that information to customize offerings that can better meet your customer needs. So you think about any industry, maybe a telephone, maybe say mobile, maybe say, for example, it's T-Mobile or AT&T, right? Once you're able to pull that information, you're able to determine what are AT&T's customer behaviors and preferences. Then as a leader in that space, you can use that to customize offerings or programs that would help be suitable for them. I picked AT&T because that's my provider anyway. Another way that leaders can leverage big data is when they're wanting to optimize operations. So big data enables the leaders to identify inefficiencies within operations, and that is going to help them to reduce cost and, of course, boost performance. One of the number one, if I was to arrange this in a specific order, is predicting future trends. This is a huge one, right? Historical data analysis can really reveal trends that can inform proactive strategic planning. So this is something that is huge for all leaders. How are you leveraging big data to predict future trends? So if you didn't know, this is one area that is definitely is going to benefit you. And also in the area of risk management, leaders can leverage potential risk earlier and then devise effective mitigation strategies by leveraging big data. So now, despite these benefits, which are very exciting, there are also some challenges, right? Like we talked about some last week, right? And what are some of the common hurdles, right, that you've experienced? There's so many, but I'm just going to talk about key ones, right? What about the quality and integrity? Well, you want to ensure that the data is accurate and consistent, right? If not, it's not that reliable. How about data privacy and security? With regulations, increasing regulations, safeguarding sensitive critical data is crucial. How about data analysis skills? There's a high demand for specialized skills to be able to interpret data sets meaningfully. If you don't have the skills, you can pull all the data all you want. How are you going to interpret them? How are you going to make use of them, right? So definitely having those skills is critical. Another challenge is that of culture adoption. Some organizations, they're just not pro big data decision making focused. So being able to cultivate that culture of data driven culture that embraces technological advancement is critical. There are so many organizations that are already ahead of the game in this area, like Netflix, Amazon, right? Those are some organizations that definitely have a data-driven data-driven culture, if I may add. Now, now that we know those critical areas, what are some best practices that, as a leader, you can recommend, to leverage big data effectively? Number one, I would say being able to develop a comprehensive data strategy. It always starts with strategy, right? So having a strategy that details objectives and a framework using big data. Another best practice or suggestion or recommendation would be that of investing in the infrastructure. You want to be able to have the right infrastructure to help you so that you can support large data scale collection and analysis. How about hiring people who have the right skills? That's really an area that right now there's a skills shortage. So what can you do as a leader, right? Making sure that you hire maybe data specialists, data analysts, people that they are specifically trained to leverage or extract the data and interpret the data, complex data, effectively. Now, you want to be able to promote a data-driven culture. Take time to find out, assess your current culture, right? Is it a data-driven culture? If it's not, what are some of the things you can do to promote that culture, right? You want to be able to, some of the things you can do is maybe encourage employees to integrate data into their daily decisions. As a leader, you want to be able to model it, right? You can't ask your employees to do something when you're doing the opposite. So you want to be a champion, right, in the data-driven culture, so they can see that you're actually doing it, and they're gonna be, even more excited to try it. So another area is that of staying informed and being adaptable, right? Being agile. Big data, the field is really evolving rapidly. So you want to be able to be a learner who's not giving up, who's learning continuously, right? So you can stay relevant. You want to be a lifelong learner. That's the word I was looking for, lifelong learner. You want to be continuously learning in that field and being able to upskill as much as possible. So that way you can stay informed and be as adaptable as possible. So I would like to thank you for tuning in. I'm curious, what are some of the tools that you have been using in this area? What are some of the technology that has been working for you? If you can share what you've been using in the comment section, you can help other listeners as well who are really ready to get started in this area. So I'd like to thank you for sharing your insights, perspectives in this area with me in advance. So I would like to thank you, and I would like to also say that it's clear that embracing a data-driven approach can definitely enhance your strategic decision making as a leader, as well as propel organizational success. So I want to encourage you to definitely consider leveraging big data when you're making those critical decisions as a leader. So thank you so much. This wraps up this episode of the Empowerment Minutes podcast. I'd like to invite you to join us next time as we continue to explore another theme that's coming up and to help you to grow as a leader. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next time, same time next week on Tuesdays, for more discussions on latest trends or different topics on leadership, coaching, and personal growth. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Maurine Kwende signing